Greetings and salutations, ChetFlux here of ChetFlux News, weighing in once more on the status of the Sparkman Yugitube Dueling Tourney. We're less than a month away from the playoffs, so things are really starting to get serious. Well, as serious as two people playing a children's card game can get. Anywho, this week featured CrossFlux going up against the consistent Cameron Gaming, TCG, and Collectibles. This duelist is someone I highly respect, as he has stuck to the same deck throughout the entirety of the tournament so far, the polar opposite to CrossFlux. Before we take a look at the results of this duel, let me quickly thank the sponsors of this tournament: Orica Shop, Top Sleeves TCG, Aster's World, Game Day Toys and Games, and Sparkman himself. If it weren't for these fine folks, we wouldn't have the opportunity to see CrossFlux getting his butt kicked. So for that, I am very thankful. Anywho, let's see what these two duelists have brought to the table. CrossFlux seemed to have taken my advice and has returned to his comfort zone, a waifu deck. Let's see if the Rikkas will pay off for him. Meanwhile, Cameron is bringing his tried and true deck, the Fabled, into the dueling arena. A newer deck versus an older deck. An Xyz strategy versus a synchro one. Who will come out on top? That's what we're getting ready to find out. Game 1 begins with CrossFlux winning the RPS and opting to go first. He leads with the normal summon of his Rikka Petal. The summon is good, and so is the activation of her effect. Picking up a Snowdrop, he then uses her effect to tribute the Petal and bring out two plants. Mudan searches for a trap card while Snowdrop passes her level onto Mudan, overlaying the two monsters to form Teardrop. Hello, nurse. Hello, worse? Yeah, worse. I can't believe this is what Yu-Gi-Oh! Considers to be monster cards these days. Anyways, CrossFlux ends his turn with 3 back row, giving Cameron a bunch to have to deal with. Using his multitude of fabled effects, he starts summoning like crazy. Once Hyper Librarian hits the field, CrossFlux sets it with his Floodgate Trap Hole. He wants to save his Teardrop tribute for a really problematic card. One of those such cards does end up showing its face, Crystal Wings Synchro Dragon. Knowing he wants to get rid of that card, as it can stop Teardrop in her tracks, CrossFlux coats it in ice and waits for his chance. Eventually tributing it off, Cameron isn't left with much else to do. CrossFlux takes one more turn, grabbing even more traps with Mermelio's effect, and ending the game with enough damage on board. Game 1 goes to CrossFlux, but let's see if these two duelists can side effectively. Cameron goes first this time, and seeing no interruptions from CrossFlux, is able to get to a pretty hefty board. Rikkas struggle with dealing with established boards. So do trap tricks. Let's see what CrossFlux can do about this. Not much in all honesty. He does manage to drag the game out for a few turns, but stalling isn't enough to win the game. Through expert timing on Cameron's part, he uses his cards to the best of his ability, outgrinding CrossFlux and earning him the win, taking this to an intense Game 3. CrossFlux once again chooses to go first. There's not a lot he can do. He does build a board full of monsters, but these cards don't really have the ability to interact with Cameron, meaning that he's still able to set up a pretty big board of his own. I should note that CrossFlux misplayed on his first turn here. He didn't think things through, and used his Snowdrop effect too early. Later on in his first turn, after he revived the Snowdrop, he could have copied her level, and once again made Teardrop, just like in Game 1. This would have at least provided him with a form of interruption, but after seeing Cameron's hand, I don't think it would have been enough to secure victory. Overall, both duelists performed admirably, but the better duelist was Cameron. Congratulations to him, and double congrats for earning his first victory in the Sparkman tournament. That's just like CrossFlux, to lose to someone who hadn't yet won a game. Perhaps he's simply the wild card against opponents who have either all losses or all victories. Perhaps next week we'll see him trying to ruin someone's perfect record. But only time will tell. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out Cameron's own video, where he battled against CrossFlux live. I have seen it, and it's pretty entertaining. Also, don't forget to have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been ChetFlux with ChetFlux News.